So the idea, which is of air balloons incorporated in two-wheelers vehicles, is that it is based on the idea of it is based on the mechanism of air bags which are there in the cars already, and they help a lot in saving many of the lives each year. According to a study done by Kahane in 2015, which was published by US Department of Transportation, um, has reports that the frontal airbags reduce driver fatalities by 29%, and it is 32% in case of front seat passengers. And thus, airbags in cars help a lot in saving lives and reducing the extent of fatalities in the drivers and the front seat passengers who are traveling in the cars. So, based on that mechanism only, I'll be sharing how the mechanism of the single unit of airbag works in car, to help you out how my idea will be working. So this is how an airbag in car pops out when it crashes or meets an accident. So the mechanism is like that when the car crashes, here is the crash sensor. As we can see, the crash sensor gives the signal to triggers the inflator. Inflator works as filling the gas into the airbag, which is basically the nitrogen gas, into the airbag in order to make it larger and puffed out in order to save the seated person from the jerk, which is caused during the accident, in order to reduce the uh, fertility or the harm caused to the seated person. So my idea was somehow similar to this one. The difference was that since the car is a packed vehicle, and a two-wheeler is not similar to that, so we cannot put the airbag in front and make the person safe all of from all the fatalities. So the idea included that air balloons, which are filled with helium. As we know, helium, when um, filled into balloons, it makes the balloon lighter, and the balloon rises higher in the air. So the idea was that when air balloon will be incorporated, similar to this kind of um, inflator mechanism, it will be incorporated in the vehicle, in the two-wheeler vehicle, scooty, or the we can say motorbikes. When the motorbike will crash, it will automatically get triggered by the accident or the jerk, and the inflator will then uh, fill the airbag with helium gas, making it rise above in the air, and so that the uh, distant vehicles, mainly which are the bigger vehicles, which cannot easily track or look at the smaller vehicles or motorcycles which are at a lower height than them, like the tractor or trucks which are traveling on highways or similar kind of that. So it is a similar kind of mechanism. The idea of this kind of such mechanism came to me when I was in secondary school, I think. When my dad used to say that we should not travel late at night, because when two-wheelers are more riskier, as they are not identified easily by bigger vehicles, and we know that in highways at night, that trucks and bigger vehicles travel a lot in the nights on highways. So in cases a two-wheeler vehicle meets an accident or comes under the those bigger vehicles, the amount of injury or fatality we we may or may not be able to imagine. such kind of fatalities, it may lead to loss of lives. So even when the passenger or the driver of the two-wheeler meets an accident or crashes on the highway, the extent of the fatality can be reduced to minimum by saving it from much bigger vehicles who may run over it or over the passenger. So when in order to make the air balloon identifiable at night, we can use radium materials like radium mixed materials, which can be identified and identified at in dark as well. And the idea also over the time, I have recently come up with